on. Hey guys, okay, here we are, the much awaited program, the Line 6 myth debunked. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into this thing, and I'm going to take a clean channel that was already loaded on the amp itself. In this case, I'm using a Clean Your Room channel by Steve Padula. So I'm going to go into the guts of this here and show you how to program it. And first of all, thanks to my friend Chris, and his last name is a famous guitar. I'll let you guess. So that's why we keep him around as a friend, because he's got a killer guitar last name. But Chris has helped me. He's a big tech guy, especially in the very beginning, getting the amp situated and going through the programs and the guts of the amp. But even more so, Chris helped me, first of all, to download, and this will be helpful to you guys in doing this. You can actually go on the Line 6 website and download all of the individual amp heads, cabinets, and sound effects available, and that'll take some of the mystery work out of what all is available. Line 6 has had to retitle their programs for copyright provisions, obviously, but let's take like when we get into this, if we want to load 1968 Marshall Super Bass head as example, that's listed on the Line 6 lineup as a Brit Plexi Bass amp head. So it gives you the cross reference, very helpful. I mean, you can either do it on your phone or tablet, but in my case, I just loaded down the papers, have read this several times, and let you know what all is available. And then you can use your imagination and put whatever head combination, speaker cabinet combination, whether it's 4x12, 2x12, practice amp, any particular pedals. I've been as Tube Screamer, Metal Zone, Octaver Fuzz that's available on here. So, I mean, there's a plethora of stuff on here, so it's limitless. So, but what I was going to say, back to Chris real quick, the cool thing that he did for me, not only in helping with this, was he knows I'm a big George Lynch fan, and we actually went out there, and there was about 10 channels that were available for download, and you can do that as well. So if you're Eddie Van Halen fan, in lieu of Eddie passing this week, there's some preloads from Van Halen, a lot of artists that are on there, and you can grab that patch and download it into the back of the amp, and then it'll upload. And then from there, if you're not particularly liking the sound, you can go in even into that channel and customize it. And as we go through this, I mean, most of those programs you're going to find are loaded in full range. And when you see full range on these amplifiers, it basically means that you're playing the simulation. And then you can go to classic. And I'm more of a classic player, which means you're actually playing through the amplifier instead of playing the simulation. So you'll notice some difference in sounds and so forth. So, okay, we're going to get right into this. We'll be shooting a lot of pictures of the amp so you can see the progression of building out the channel. Hopefully this helps you. We wanted to really take time and do this because I think a lot of people order the Line 6 lineup of materials thinking that you can just pull it out of the box and play. And part of that is true, but really if you want to customize the sound and get it to where you need it to go, like I said in previous videos, I think we've got about probably 12, even 14 hours at various times into perfecting and going back in and programming the amp. But once you do have that, I will say at the forefront, and have everything that you do like, it is worth your while. Line 6 also encourages you to go back and back up your sounds through their website and on your tablet, iPhone, PC, etc. Just in case something crashes or goes out, then you can take those sounds that you spent hours customizing and re-download them on the amp, and you're back in business. So, okay, so here we go. And it's not going to be perfect, okay? So, but we're going to do the best that we can. So if you want to show that I'm on the Clean Your Room program, just to give them an example of the clean channel. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the edit button, and right away the amp head comes up. You have to click on that twice, and then I can scroll through. So right away I've gone from a Highway 100 to a Brit Silver J, which that's a Marshall Silver Jubilee, or a Solo 100. I think that's actually a Saldano cabinet, a Solo 100, or a Tread Dual. And the Tread Dual, if I am not mistaken, excuse me, yeah, let's back up to that Saldano 100. That's a Solo 100. So, okay, we've selected the Saldano head. Let's highlight that. So it's now selected in. We've taken it away from the Highway 100, which I think was a Fawn or a Fender cabinet, forgive me. Now I'm going to go into the cab itself. Right now it's set on 4x12 Marshall Brit 75 watt speakers. Just for the sake of this, I'm going to take it down to, let's say, a Marshall 4x12 green 25 speaker, so it's going to simulate the sound of the 425 watt. You can adjust the mic if you are miking up in a room. For the sake of our discussion here, I'm not miking up, I'm just using the phone mic. The speaker, once again, you can use the full range mode. That's full range. Here's your classic. You can tell the difference in the fuller sound. So let's go on ahead and stick with the classic. I need to click. Okay, and now I'm on the classic. I'm going to scroll down. You can go in and select the presence if you want to get into that. Threshold, sound decay, volume, position of the wall. You can go in the gain. I'm not going to get into the super technical. If you want a more high-end mid frequency, you can certainly do that. I know a lot of the metal guys like the higher mids on there, high frequency. So that was the EQ. So let's get to the distortion. So right now it came with the boost and EQ, but we can actually go into a bass overdrive pedal, or we can work our way down to a tube drive, or we can go to a Killer Z. That's going to be a middle zone.